It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, Super Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020. It's 7 a.m. and welcome to Down on the Corner program. Backfire. Check that ignition timing a little bit. Oh, yeah, fired on open valve there. Good morning.
I tell you what, we're going to find out what the candidates are made of. Well, they keep dropping out, so I guess it's just going to be
clean. Yeah. Biden and Sanders and
you got the E in there. You got Queen Elizabeth.
I don't count her. She's going nowhere.
Yeah. You got
Bloomberg.
That's it.
Yeah.
The 3 B's.
Anyway.
Don't get me started.
Don't get him started.
We better move on to Sears, right?
Yeah. Good morning. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host. We got David Stroud driving over here. Hey, go by Ultimate Ford today and take a look at all the good things he's got out there for you today. F-150s, 250s, and
I need a billing address for these plugs.
Yeah.
The fine Mustang and
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'd take one.
Go see David today.
Thanks, sir.
And so, Bob Rechtenwald's here as well, and he's got a fine message from our sponsor, your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East. Love Sears. I can't say enough good things about Sears, and Bob's got more good things to say.
Well, we've been talking about what's going on at Sears, and I haven't really been able to tell you anything because I didn't know anything. But I went by there yesterday, talked to JR and his wife, and they're having a Sears corporate-wide is having a customer appreciation sale. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's an additional 10% off almost everything in the store. They've got some special tags made up. Sears sends down, they print them out for you. And some things are actually already marked down 20-25%. You get an additional 10% on that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I did not say that everything is marked that way. I was saying that there are some things that are that way.
Selected items. Very good.
So there's an additional 10% off. But the big thing about the local Sears that we want to talk about today is, real quick, the preventive maintenance programs. You can get them on up to 5 appliances for $175 a year. Washer, dryer, dishwasher, stove, refrigerator, freezer. They'll come out, clean it up for you, make sure it's running to the best of its ability. If it is not, and there's a part that needs to be replaced, you get a 10% off any parts and labor that you might have to buy. And they'll do the same thing on lawnmowers, push mowers, lawn tractors, and zero turns. There is a price breakdown on those, and JR will be here Monday. I'll make sure that he talks about that on Monday and gives us the price breakdown on those.
Check out your hometown Sears store, 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. Anything else about Sears?
That'd be it.
All right. Wow.
Nice.
Tools, appliances, home entertainment, lawn care. I'm sure they have barbecue grills,
Oh, yeah.
gas grills. Got some fine gas grills out there. There you go. Can't beat your hometown Sears store. Monday, we're going to bring in that anniversary catalog. Let Bob and JR have some fun with that.
Very nice.
That catalog.
I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Check out your local hometown Sears store in Mountain Home. Once again, they're at 1029 Highway 62 East. Orchlands, Physical Therapy Connection, Sherman-Williams, and Sears. Sears faces south. They face Wendy's back door. And easy parking, easy in, easy out. You know, it's a very nice store. Yeah. Very nice store down here at Sears. And so
They don't have it, they'll help you find it.
You betcha.
Yeah.
You betcha. Once again, check out your local hometown Sears store, 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. And I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. David's doing the same thing.
Yes, sir.
3 locations to serve you. We got Bomber Boulevard, Baxter Regional's lobby, which is very nice, all been remodeled, and the coffee shop is really, really nice. There in the lobby, you got 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. Mike and his staff do a great job at all 3 locations.
Although you did put a little cream and sugar in yours today.
Well, la-di-da.
You got a little frou-frou on me.
It's still good.
Easy, boys.
I just thought it was funny. I've never seen you do that. That's all right.
It's still good coffee. Check out all 3 locations. Mike and the staff do a great job at all 3 locations. Bomber Boulevard, 62 East Plaza by Anytime Fitness, and of course Baxter Regional Medical Center. And that's the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water.
Yes, sir.
As compared to what they serve at the Ford dealership, right?
Yeah. When you see the bottom of the cup, you're wondering.
Did they put any coffee in there?
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. The coffee's fine. I'm kidding, boss.
Come down here. I'll teach you how. Like Bob Zador yesterday. Who made the coffee today? And his glasses fog up, you know.
Right. What happened to coffee yesterday?
I don't know.
It's okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
check out all 3 locations of Brewed Awakening, the best coffee in town. Once again, if you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water.
Mm-hmm.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. And when they say with all our respect, it's not just their motto, it's how they do business. It's a tough job. I know I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And the last place we won't think we have to go is the funeral home with a loved one because somebody's passed away. But when the need arises, Roller Funeral Homes across the state with 29 to serve you in Mountain Home or in Arkansas, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee, they're the people to trust. They care, they know what they're doing, they understand. You're confused, you're hurt, you're upset, you just lost a loved one, and they're right there to help you through a very tough time. Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect. They bring the morning prayer each and every day, so let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, it's Super Tuesday. While to some people it's just a day where we go vote, this day is important. Today in Arkansas, a new Supreme Court justice will be elected. We've come a long way in Arkansas in the last 15 years, and Lord, I pray we continue the good progress of going forward. I pray you give our people wisdom in the votes they cast today. It's not just our immediate future, it's the future of our children and grandchildren. So my prayer today is give us wisdom as we go to the polls and vote. It's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. Ooh, Doc Severinsen, Al Hurt. Ooh,
Not bad.
wow.
Yeah, I'm getting better with time.
Wow. We'll have to change the song a little bit. Maybe do a little.
I don't know how to do anything else now.
Well, let's see. What's a good trumpet song? Java by Al Hurt. Or Wonderland by Night by Burt Kempfert with Charlie Tabor on the horn. A little Bobby Hackett. You're too young. Good grief.
I have no idea who you're talking about. That's okay.
Great trumpet players.
Yeah.
Anyway, morning weather brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Retiredarkansas.net. That's where we find the White River.
Yes, sir. It's pretty
Beautiful. We've had some really pretty shots
Yeah.
this week.
I mean, I don't think you could have found a better shot.
Man,
Really, with the way the water wraps around. It's just, yeah.
wow. You're looking into Baxter County, Arkansas, across the river. The camera's mounted in Marion County, Arkansas. The White River separates Marion County from Baxter County, the 62-412 bridge. I don't know if you can quite see it or not. The lights are already shut off. And it's there on the left side of the screen, the 9 o'clock position there. Good little town of Cotter, Arkansas. The clearing right there is the baseball park, railroad museum, and the little picnic area.
Yeah.
Very pretty. Now you can go to retiredarkansas.net and you can find the live webcam. It's real easy to navigate on that website, and you can look at the White River. Thinking of retiring to northern Arkansas or southern Missouri, that's the website you need. Because Bob and Linda's the door licensed in Arkansas, Missouri. The team is ready to serve you from Mountain View, Arkansas, to Marshall, to Mountain Home, Gainesville, Dora, West Plains, Zanoni, all the way up. I mean, they're ready to serve you today, so give them a call at 870-405-0793. While you're looking at the White River on the retiredarkansas.net website, you can go and check all the listings and the multiple listing service that are available through the Z Team. And so they have the team assembled. I mean, you can call Reese down at Calico Rock area. You got Sam McMasters, and then you got Darlene over in Marion County, who's also licensed over in the state of Missouri. So the team is ready. I mean, all you got to do is call, and they'll answer the phone, and you just don't get the President's Award, the Centurion 21 Award, and all the prestigious awards. Probably have to rent this warehouse out to them to just start placing awards. You know.
Floor to ceiling.
You betcha.
That's what they're going for.
But for great customer service and for the finest in real estate service, it's the Z Team. Bob and Linda's the door. For all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. And, of course, they bring you the morning weather. We're a little bit cooler this morning. Right now we're at 41 degrees in Mountain Home, 42 at Flippin, Harrison at 43, 42 in Yellville, 41 in Salem, Calico Rock at 41.45 in Mountain View. St. Louis checks in at 42. Poplar Bluff 48. 41 in West Plains. 41 in Branson. 30 in Watford City, North Dakota.
They were there yesterday, weren't they?
Yeah.
30, yeah.
2 days in a row at 30
Yeah.
at 7 a.m. They'll be in those swimming pools by noon. Wow. It warms up 33 degrees. Swimming pool, let's go.
Yeah.
On the national radar map, we'll start in the northwest. We got some shower activity, of course, around Seattle. A little bit of frozen precip and some standard precip in Montana. West of Helen in Montana, you got some snow. And then farther to the east, of course, you got the rain and stuff going on. You can see the remnants of the shower activity and the storms that went through the Nashville, Tennessee area last night. We have reports of some fatalities in the Mount Juliet, East Nashville area, some severe weather that hit down there, and so that kind of hits close to home with family in the Franklin, Murfreesboro, and Columbia, Tennessee areas. Shower activity along the border of Mexico, Arizona, Mexico, take two, Mexico, Arizona, Mexico, New Mexico, Mexico, and Texas. And the shower activity goes all the way up into the Dallas area and back over towards Lubbock. And the storms continue in central Alabama, east Alabama, northern Georgia, east Tennessee, western North Carolina, moves on up into Ohio and Pennsylvania. A little bit of shower activity in Indiana and Ohio, just east of Indianapolis, northeast of Louisville. Right now, we're in pretty good shape in Arkansas. We'll zoom in a little closer and see if we can find anything at all. Highways are clear right now, 62, 412 east and west. Hey, you guys hold it down over there, will you? Listen to him over here. He don't even know we exist over here. Listen to him over here.
Trying to do the weather.
Highways in Arkansas are clear, 62, 412 east and west, 65 north-south, Little Rock, Branson, Highway 67, 167, Little Rock, Batesville, and on up to Poplar Bluff on 67. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, 530, all clear at this time. And looking good. In Missouri, we've got I-49, I-44, I-70, I-55. What am I leaving off here? 70. Everything clear. Look at that. Nothing in Missouri.
Good.
Wow, they're in pretty good shape. Even I-24 at 57 around Carbondale, Illinois. I-64 East St. Louis, Illinois, east to Evansville and Mount Vernon. Not bad at all. Wow.
Pretty good.
Well, let's see what we got today. Tornado watch in central Alabama. And we have some high wind warnings up in Montana and parts of the Dakotas. And we have a flood watch box on the Kentucky-Tennessee line in southwest Kentucky, northwest Tennessee. That's going to be on the Tennessee River over about you cross that about mile marker 135 on I-40 over there. And so nothing in Arkansas other than just kind of being cautious of some of the flooding along the White River. And so anyway, for today, high of 64, bright sunshine, low tonight 41, 60 on Wednesday, 64 on Thursday, 56 on Friday, 59 on Saturday. This is showing no rain in the forecast. The lows will range from 41 to 37 to 34 on Friday night. So it looks like we got a nice stretch of weather coming out.
Nice and sunny today.
Now look at that. Now he's not saying a word over here. We've got a vehicle on fire on Interstate 30 at mile marker 131 in the eastbound lane. It's on the right-hand shoulder, of course, in Little Rock. You got some traffic stopped on I-30 going from Benton to Little Rock. And so that may slow the voters down a little bit as they go to vote on Super Tuesday. And so, what happened to my In God We Trust sign over there?
It's over there.
Yeah. How'd the sign fall off?
The pin.
Really? How do I have to fix that? Huh, I didn't know it was missing. Oh well. Other than that, everything's good in Arkansas. We'll check Missouri. It looks good too.
Yes, it does. Except for all them little flood things down there at the bottom.
Boy, I tell you, we got a bunch of them.
They got a lot of low water bridges up there. They really
I
do.
know.
They have
You
a
know,
lot.
you've got like 181 up there around Hogston Mill. You got Dot Mill area. Yeah, there's a lot of. And that. Did you see all the lightning last night to the north of town?
Yes.
Oh man, it was right on that state line, right where
Yeah, I
the
saw the videos that you had posted.
Wasn't it pretty lightning?
Sky. Oh yeah.
Wow, it was a lot of fun. As long as the lightning is
Just, from afar, please.
from afar, yes.
Yeah. I know.
It's not like I will be standing there with a 10-foot rod in my Anyway, watch out for south central Missouri on the side highways. It'd be like the single and double letter highways. Could have some low water bridges, have some water. They did have some pretty good rain up there from Gainesville over to West Plains. Bakersfield had a lot of rain from what I've heard, and so just be careful out there. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. And once again, for community calendar, I want to make sure everybody knows about the upcoming dinners for the volunteer fire departments. We have, once I find it again, I just bumped it, Spaghetti Supper on March 7th from 4 to 7 at the Northeast Lakeside Fire Department. And this is from 4 to 7 p.m. at 5482 Highway 62 East. Spaghetti, meat sauce, garlic bread, salad, dessert. That sounds so good. Coffee, iced tea, lemonade. Adults are $8. Children 10 and under for $4. You do get a senior discount. Hey, I get it for $7. Wow, there you go. Helps the Northeast Lakeside Fire Department. And just hand them a $10 bill and go on. They don't need to make change. Hand them a 10 and move on. And that helps the Northeast Lakeside Fire Department. And so they do. That's Rick Williamson and his guys out there, men and women out there, do a great job. Northeast Lakeside. If I didn't go and bump it again, dadgummit. Then Collar Volunteer Fire Department Chili Supper and Auction takes place the same day from 5 to 8. This is going to be at the Cotter School Cafeteria. $5 adults, children 12 and under 3. And so they will have some items up for auction. So that'll be a lot of fun there. And there again, oh, come on, $5 for a nice chili, soup, cornbread dessert. Tip them $5. Give them a $10. Come on,
They could use it.
Tell you what, these volunteer fire departments, think about it, volunteer.
Right.
And so you get a fire in the middle of the night, these guys will work all night long on the fires and have to go to work.
Yeah.
So support your local fire departments, your volunteer fire departments. Running a little bit behind 7:17. County Judge Mickey Pendergrass is our guest, so stick around. Going to be right back. We're with the judge after this.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
It is my honor to endorse Nelda Speaks for re-election to District 100.
Nelda Speaks has been a long-time voice for conservative values in her district, over 30 years of experience, and we are grateful to have her here in Little Rock.
She is a fierce little lady.
She's an individual that when she starts speaking about a subject or something like that, you're going to stop what you're doing and you're going to listen to her.
She commands attention because she's done her homework, she's well versed in the pros and cons, and I know that she puts a lot of time and effort into her decision making, and we need her back.
She is a fierce lady. She stands very solid on her principles and conservatism in the Republican Party.
Nelda is a conservative through and through. She doesn't waver in her efforts. She fights hard for her district, whether it's a city or a county.
A few words that I think of when I think of Nelda Speaks is a compassionate leader.
Sitting by her my freshman year was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I sit by her in education now, and she is a great resource.
Nelda makes sure that while we're here at the Capitol, we don't forget the Republican Party platforms that made this state great.
You can count on Representative Speaks, honor and defend her district and represent them well in the House of Representatives.
One thing about Nelda, you can always depend on her for her conservative values.
Nelda Speaks has a soft voice, but a very powerful voice for conservative values in Little Rock.
You are lucky to have Nelda Speaks in your corner in Little Rock.
I would encourage you to vote for her in the upcoming elections.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. $7:20 Super Tuesday. Got my red Republican shirt on. We're gonna have another victory here today, huh? And I want to tell folks that when you see Webb for Supreme Court, that's who you want on your Arkansas Supreme Court. And I want to remind folks that today in Arkansas is the general election for Supreme Court.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your other primaries, whether you vote Democrat or Republican, whatever it may be. You can get just the judicial ballot and vote for Barbara Webb. There's somebody else on there, but if you want to keep things going good the way they've been.
It's called a nonpartisan ballot.
Nonpartisan ballot.
So folks don't get mad when they ask you, do you want to vote Republican, Democrat, or nonpartisan? That is a legitimate question. Answer it. That's the ballot you're going to get.
Yep. Yeah. So Barbara Webb for Supreme Court. And Mickey knows Barbara and Doyle a lot better than I do. And still good folks. You know, I'll call and talk to Doyle ever so often and say, hey, you know what's going on? You know, we'll talk. But anyway, Barbara Webb, Supreme Court. That election is today. It won't be on the general ballot in November. You vote for Barbara Webb today, and then in January she'll be sworn in.
Very good.
Hi.
Good morning.
County Judge Mickey Pendergrass is here.
You know, it dawned on me this morning as I was getting ready earlier than usual to get here, and I was still late, that next week we'll be on daylight savings time when we do this. I might as well get used to it.
Yep. Hallelujah. DST.
Wow. March 3rd.
Yep. So,
good morning,
and here
folks.
comes Facebook with a, I can't believe we're doing DST. You know what they fuss about on daylight savings?
Well, I agree. I think they ought to leave the clock alone.
I don't. I don't mind it a bit.
You know?
We can start at 7 o'clock. We don't have to start 8. You know, people, it's a mind game.
It is.
And
here's what
the government
I do.
gets in your mind, and
you know what I'll do.
I can tell some stories about when it first started in the 1960s. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Here's what I do when the time changes. Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. I'll move it to 4 o'clock. Adjust in the afternoon.
Yeah.
If you don't have a pressing engagement, just change it Saturday afternoon.
Sure.
It's a mind game. So by the time you go to bed, you've made the adjustment.
Oh, yeah.
And move on.
Yeah.
You know, well, I lost that hour of sleep. I won't get it back till October, November. You're not losing
There's still
an hour.
24 hours in the day.
Yeah. You just
still 7 days in a week,
Right.
365 and a quarter days in a year. And this year will make up for them 3 quarters we skipped the last 3 years.
I call it the 0.25 day.
We made up the whole day this year. We skipped it the last 3 years.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, leap year. And then we're going to leap right over into daylight savings time. Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the Ozarks. Enjoy it today.
Yeah.
The sun's going to shine.
Yes, sir.
Vote, vote, vote.
Yes,
ready.
get out and
Vote, vote, vote.
Yes.
Voting locations have been posted everywhere. I think there are 11 of them total. You can vote at any voting location. We have the new machines, and you can go in and they communicate with each other. When you go in to vote, it's logged it in so that you won't vote somewhere else. The courthouse is open today for the first time on election day. It's usually not open. It was pretty busy yesterday for early voting. There was a lot of people come through there, and lines lined up. We're doing the voting machines on the second floor, and they were lined up trying to get back into the elevator, I think. But
I went Friday. It was super easy. That machine
I
was
like the
super
machines,
easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to have that long, drawn-out wait for the counts.
For the results, yeah.
No, that's supposed to come out. And I was telling my wife this morning, they said, you going to this watch party? I said, no, I ain't going to no watch party, but I might go up and see this instantaneous count for the first time with the new voting machines. I might be at the courthouse watching that, but that's going to be interesting. Everybody's excited, and as one of the election commissioners told me yesterday, the proof's going to be in the pudding when the work is done today, but they expect it to be marvelous, and they're counting everybody go home on time. And because we have voting precincts all over the county. As far south as Big Flat, and north out towards Lakeview and Clark Ridge, and Lakeview to the west, and for them to be able to get everything in here that quick with this new technology, just know that the county stretched its budgets to pay nearly $300,000 our share to get these machines in so that we could have this experience. And it was a tough thing. We found it out, and I think everybody's grateful for that once they experienced it, that we went ahead and took the plunge and got these machines in there. There's only 4 or 5 counties that still does not have the new machines, but we're not one of them. We have them.
Yeah.
And they're nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really easy.
Yeah.
And there's still a paper ballot to go back to because it prints it out whatever you choose. So they have it electronically and paper.
So you can you can look at the print.
Yeah, you can
and check because all this stuff about
what you voted.
Well, I voted for Trump and it went to here. You can look at it on paper.
And that's not going to happen because it's very clear when you go to click who you want and it gives you a big check mark. I mean, it's Yep.
So is the Super Tuesday, as this day is called, since Arkansas joined into it? They called it Super Tuesday because Arkansas joined. Yep. We'll give the legislatures credit for that.
There you
go. I despise the fact that we have to register in November or sign up to run in November of the year before the election, but that's another story that we'll talk about later. But is the Democrats going to have a clear front runner after today?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's going to be mixed reviews.
I don't know.
We'll see. They had a couple of people jump out of the race and back Biden to try to.
Yeah, it's down to 5.
Yeah, well.
And when you go get your ballot, if you have not seen it yet, there's 16 on the Democrat ballot
that are still on there, even though they've dropped out.
Yeah, because and that happens every year when you do early like this.
Yeah.
And if you vote early like I did, there's been 4 of them drop out. If you voted that primary ballot in the Democrat Party, there'd be all those names that registered that dropped out before we got to this point, and then after a lot of early votes were cast, a bunch more has dropped out. So they're not even. They're still on the ballot because the ballots have to be printed way out ahead of time.
But those votes go nowhere now.
Mm-hmm.
They go nowhere.
They brokered convention. This is going to be an interesting year of presidential election.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
see where this goes.
What I don't understand, the Democrats keep on the same people. You get Bernie, you got Joe, and then Hillary talks about, come on, clean it up.
Right.
Clean it up. I mean, somebody was asking me the other day, I said, do you agree totally with the Republicans? I said, no.
No,
but they're more
always.
in line with me than what to do. I said, you got to look at every candidate. A broken clock is right twice a day. If I pull the battery out of this 2 times a day, it's going to be right.
Will it still display? I guess it
this
will.
Is one of those,
it's a real clock.
This is an analog. See, it's got
arms.
It don't have numbers on it. Yeah.
Surely there's somebody in the Democratic Party
that
is younger.
Yeah.
Not a socialist. I mean, come on. Where's the John Kennedys and the,
they don't exist anymore.
I guess not.
I saw a post the other day that the Democrat Party was saying, somebody in reference to, I don't know, it was some kind of political hack, I guess, that they had started listing the candidates since Bill Clinton, I guess, and they're talking about the candidates, and they were moderates, and they lost, the moderate, and they lost, moderate, and they lost. Obama was supposed to be a moderate, and he turned into be a progressive, so he got elected, and then another moderate, and they lost, and so we want to appoint another moderate. If we go to the progressive far left wing and some of the things they espouse, the country's on the verge of moral decay right now, and if we go there, it's not going to be a question of if, but when.
Yeah.
And that's the direction that so much of the generations have gone to, and it's sad to see. I don't care about Democrat, Republican. It's the moral decay that's happening that destroyed. It's destroyed many a great kingdom, and it's destroying this country if we continue to let it go down the path that it's going. And so all aspects of that.
I got a question for you here. Okay, let's talk about 2 things in the Constitution. It says the right of for the people to the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But yet I'm going to take away your guns. The Constitution already says they can't do that. So how can one presidential candidate say, I'm going to take away your guns, lock, stock, and barrel, when the Constitution says I have the right to keep and bear arms? To keep it, I'm keeping my phone right here.
Yeah.
But to bear the phone would mean I'm going to hang on to my phone. I'm bearing the phone. So, okay, I'm going to keep it right here.
I think it's to pander to their base until more people decide that that's what they want.
But you're going to have to eliminate the Second Amendment to do that.
Yeah, and I don't think that
because it's my constitutional right.
I think they know they can't. I mean, look what's happened in Virginia. Most of the Democrats that said they were going to do it are now deciding with Republicans and not doing it.
And then the religious.
It's unconstitutional what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the problem.
So
I think some of them get wise enough to do that, and we'll have it next week, since we put the quorum court meeting off a week because they're counting ballots in our meeting room tonight. Our quorum court will be next Tuesday night, so watch for the agenda that'll get out later today. I think you'll see some action from Baxter County on some of those issues. But a big problem is this: what the Constitution is guaranteed. Number one thing that the Constitution guarantees is that the government is owned by the people, not vice versa.
Yeah.
That the government doesn't own the people, command the people, and we've got that upside down in so many cases. But the people are actually in charge per the Constitution. That's why these amendments are in there. But there are other things that they now bring in that they want to make a constitutional right, which are not even mentioned in the Constitution.
Mm-mm.
And matter of fact, if you do a proper inference, the opposite is mentioned in the Constitution. But so they want to make things part of that, the rule of law, constitutional law, that's not even in there.
First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof.
Yeah.
But yet, when he was faced, when Sarah came down from Channel 3 and they did the thing with the nativity scene on the courthouse lawn. Okay. The judge said, in his opinion, based on separation of church and state, which is not a law, it's a mere suggestion by Thomas Jefferson in a letter saying that the church should not be separate from the affairs of the state, but the state should be separated from the affairs of the church. There's a letter to Maryland Baptist. Nothing to do with separation of church and state. And it says here, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. But the judge made a judgment based on his opinion on something that's not law, and we can't have that out there in the law. I say put it back.
Well, that particular law, and actually the letter that they refer to for the separation clause, supports the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
No religion. And if you look around the world, theocracies, they call a lot of them, the religion controls the government. And that's what they were trying to prohibit. And they did a great job of doing that. And on the same vein of the Constitution giving the people the power, and the power in the Constitution is for the people, then the government cannot tell the people which religion to go to either.
Yeah.
Neither can the people tell the government what religion they have to be.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword, and that's what they talk about. Can the people express their opinions on public grounds? I think so. That's limited. That's been limits put on that based upon federal court decisions, and that which is another problem with constitutional law. Federal courts are giving edicts and decisions and rulings which becomes law. They're not lawmakers. They're law judges. The legislature makes the law,
right,
signed by the president. We have referred to, and you'll see a lot of, especially on the liberal end of things, of people referring to a judicial decision that creates this law. They don't create law. They can declare the law constitutional or not constitutional.
Yeah.
But we have judicial edicts now have become kind of a standard in our nation as being law, because the legislature don't have the backbone to do what's right, quite frankly, and or they're too divided to be able to come up one house and the other house. So much, it's too many times our representationists forgot why they're there, and that's for the protection and benefit of the people, not to protect some particular group or.
Well, didn't you at one time get a call from the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
Oh yeah.
Church of the Flying
Pull this
Spaghetti
up.
Monster.
What the
Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
And that's just a start.
Yeah.
They're all out there, but what the judicial ruling was.
Do you know that the ACLU actually went into California because California did not allow people to wear a hat for their DMV picture on their license, but you can wear a spaghetti colander on your head if you're part of the Flying Spaghetti Monster Church.
True story. Well, they still do that, I don't know, but that was a true story.
I did not know
You can
that.
research that. It's truly happened.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the judicial ruling was if you allow one, you allow them all. And I didn't have a problem with that, but you're all going to be on the same corner. That was where they got it messed up. I didn't disallow anybody from working together and put it on that corner, but they all wanted their own corner. And I said, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, and that's
We're not turning it into a jungle on the courthouse lawn.
That's what I thought the fight
And that
was
got
about.
lost in the argument. Some people a little bit didn't even tell the truth on that, but that's exactly what happened. Was go see the people who put up the nativity scene. If you incorporate all of it in there, I don't care if it's the menorah or your winter solstice, whatever it is, put it all together. But it's going to be on that corner.
Yeah.
It's not going to be elsewhere. So, because they didn't get special attention and called out and get their own corner, then they sued me and they won. So in the federal court system. So now we don't have anything. That's
But that was
because
what I thought
because
the
of
fight
what
was,
would come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And we just didn't want to make a farce of the people's courthouse.
Well, you seen how the town banded about it, and they started doing their own nativity scenes in front of businesses.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's fine.
yeah,
Works for me.
I'm good.
Break time.
All right.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Bear Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
$7:39, visiting with Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass. You're the luckiest county judge I've ever seen. Have you had a snowstorm yet since you've been in office?
Well, yeah. The first 2 years was
a doozy.
Oh, yeah, we had some doozies. But this, I think, will be about the third year in a row we've skated by. But I did see somebody, Facebook is true. Somebody posted last night, a friend of mine, A page out of the Farmer's Almanac, which you also know is true. Expect a big snowstorm in March.
I saw that.
Yeah. We're at March 3rd, so we got how many days? 28 days to go in March?
Yep.
Cross fingers.
And I have seen that in my life. Big snows in March. I think when I first moved back in 1979, it would have been March of 1980. There was, I have an old 8mm video of the Tomcat coming down the truck tracks where I'd had the truck out, and you could just see his tail and his ears. That's how much snow, and it was like March 9th.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right here in Mountain Home, Arkansas. So
I remember back in
it can happen.
1973, I was at Eastside Baptist Church, and we were taking a youth trip that Saturday, and it snowed like crazy. And so we didn't go because it was pretty bad up here.
We probably got it in 77, too. There was a bad winter, 76, 77, and 92, 93.
Yeah.
We got 18 inches to 24 inches on my birthday in 1993.
I remember.
But the first year I was here, I remember I was on the bus going to school, and it came from northern Idaho, and it started to snow. And the bus turned around, and I said, where are we going? I said, we're going home. I said, why?
Yeah, it didn't start.
It's snowing.
It didn't start till the buses got to school.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we don't have school when it snows here? I was so excited. Because in northern Idaho, you were walking to school. You were going, no matter what.
Yeah.
That's more common to have.
Well, it turned out that
have, right?
Yeah.
It turned out that day that was a good move because it didn't stop for a long time. But I think that was when Jim Bodenheimer was doing the weather, the news in Mountain Home. He was the official weather watcher in Mountain Home in that year, and he calls down to the Little Rock National Weather Service and he said, "Hey guys, when you gonna put us under a winter storm warning?" He said,
"What are you talking about?"
They ain't doing nothing in Mountain Home. He said, "I beg your pardon." 9 inches and a snowflakes big as silver dollars.
Yeah.
And he was right.
They didn't have a clue.
The National Weather Service didn't have any idea.
National Weather Service, we were getting hammered because that front stalled out and they didn't have a clue what was under it. I mean,
Then you had the lake effect. Both it came in out of Missouri. So you got what's that? Taneycomo and Beaver and Bull Shoals and the North. Oh my goodness!
But we have been fortunate this year. Thank goodness that our salt mix lasts, and we keep it undercover. It's still there. We're still prepared if it happens in March. But actually, snows are easier to remove from roads in March than they are in the rest of the year. Winter.
Oh yeah.
Because the ground's warmer.
Well, yeah.
And look at yesterday. What did we get? 73, 74 degrees yesterday total.
Did it hit that?
Yeah, it almost 75 in places.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was 74. Yeah.
I know I shedded my overcoat.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was in a short sleeve.
I think the official record was 75.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, I'll take it. So,
nice.
county road work. What do you got planned for 2020? What's the big project for 2020?
The big project is the bridge on Denton Ferry, the $1 million grant that we got that we're in the process. We've got to go through the process because it's a FEMA federal government grant of things to do. We've got till December of 2021 to get it done. And so that is the big project. As far as road projects, we're starting one over on the eastern side of the county, Hopewell Hollow Road, and then we have some state aid roads. I'm working on even bigger and better things. It's more than we can afford that I'm not at liberty yet to discuss about, but we are working on it.
The Denton Ferry's County Road 1.
County Road 1.
Yeah.
But there's several roads that. One thing I've asked them to do this year when our state aid, we get about $250,000 state aid a year, and we discovered last year that we could use that for just striping. And the roads that we have had state aid done in the past, a lot of them are chip and seal, and to get paid for the contract, they follow these chip and seals with striping before the dust clears, because chip and seal creates dust. They sweep them good. They roll it and sweep them good, but there's still dust there, and it needs to rain on it before the striping to stay. So we lose the striping in a matter of a year or two on all these roads. So I've asked them to measure all the roads that need striping and let's put out a contract and bring them in. You know, we're talking $70,000, $80,000 worth of paint work on these roads, but to get the stripes back in place because they've had for the roads. I'm trying to remember the roads that we have designated so far. I've got some that I want to rebuild and get in the next 3 years to rebuild and get paved at some of the higher used gravel roads, or to tie together state highway and a county road, or two main county roads, the way that the county grows. But we'll be getting a list together and a planning list of where we're going to be this year. But striping is going to be one of them, and that's a big one because of the color of the chips that goes in a chip and seal at night, and especially when it rains. It's extremely hard to see the edges of the road, so we need to get and where of that is all the people that drive on them, and we need to get the stripes as vivid as possible for everybody.
Hey, you know that he's too young. Don't you know that? Used to be the highway stripes used to be white and black. And at night when it rained, you could see a white and black stripe. Just had the white and black. Now it's yellow.
Yeah.
It seems like when it rains at night, you cannot see that yellow stripe. Why can't we go back to white stripes down the middle of some of these roads? Of course, highways you can't change.
Well, most of the drivers don't understand what a solid white line means these days. If you're coming out, let's take for instance, you're coming out of the Hospital Drive, or you're coming in on the bypass. From coming in from the west onto 412 coming into town. Yeah. When you do that, the merge lane, there is a solid white line.
Yeah.
Well, the people coming south, like at Hospital Drive on Highway 5, they think that as soon as they get to the solid white line, they need to cross over.
No.
And the people coming out merging thinks they get to that, they got to wait till traffic to clear. A solid white line indicates you do not cross that line until it turns dotted, because these people are merging. They should never stop.
Right.
They should merge into traffic, and you've got a distance of a solid white line to do that. Same thing on the west end of the bypass and 412 or 62 business. You need to run the length of that.
Christ too. You're going by the bypass.
Yeah, out here on the east side of the bypass, that is the same thing, but it's not as vivid. On coming into town at Hospital Drive and Highway 5 South is where the highway goes from 3 lanes to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that merged lane is a natural. And but on each end of the bypass, you're right, it is actually 6 lanes there for a little bit. But people think they're going to turn on Bomber Boulevard, or they're going to turn up there on one of them other streets before you get there. That as soon as they merge off the bypass, they'll either stop because they can't go all the way to the inside lane as soon as they enter. They're not driving correctly. You're supposed to run the solid white line till it clears. Mm-hmm. Traffic coming in here is supposed to be polite, speed up or slow down to let you in, and then as traffic clears, you move one lane at a time as traffic is cleared. That's proper driving etiquette. But it just amazes me when I see people do that. They immediately got to get clear all the way to the inside, and when they turn from one road to the other, they go all the way to block traffic.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which way. It's what's funny about it. If you're coming from the right, you got to go to the inside lane. If you're coming from the left, you got to go to the outside lane. Mm-hmm. People are funny.
Yeah.
But proper driving
Did you know all
etiquette.
this, David?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Too many times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the most of the thing is we've forgotten how to respect each other's ability to merge into traffic.
Yeah.
We got to be the first one there. I had an old gray mare that was that way.
Really?
Yep. She kind of rough to ride, but she was headstrong, and she didn't spook on something, she'd throw you off. But if she was right, we were riding with a bunch of other people. She had to be the front horse.
Really?
She didn't care which one of them's rear end. She had to push out of the way to get there. She had to be the front horse. We've got people driving out here that everybody wants to be the front car.
Yeah. You'd be
well, in that case, you're the first one to the scene.
Yeah.
In some cases, so be careful.
You'd be driving along at almost the speed. Say it's 40 miles an hour. You're doing 37, 38, 39 miles an hour. I've had people just come up right on the back end and go around.
And then turn off.
And then slow down to turn right. Look, dipwad, slow down, get behind me, turn right, and I don't have to hit my brakes.
Be polite now. Be nice.
Road rage.
Road rage. 7:49. I got to get over this. Time for a break.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home. Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn and Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn and Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
Have you ever noticed?
Did the teacher ever teach you how to count forward?
I can.
He grew up with NASA and
the
astronauts, didn't
You
he?
won't know when the stop point is.
Oh, that
if
was a thing, you know, in the Mercury project. 3, 2, 1, blast off.
Right.
Yeah.
Houston will have a problem.
I watched that last night. You know, on YouTube, you can get all the audio on Apollo 13. You can hear Gene Kranz. You can hear Capcom flight and everybody talking in Houston. We got a problem, you know.
Yeah.
And he said, well, we stirred that tank. It's very interesting.
I bet.
Yeah.
The real thing.
It's
yeah.
I mean, it's the actual playback. You hear Krantz talking. He's okay, guys. We got a problem. Let's not make it worse than what it is.
I had the privilege once, just a few years ago, to go to Cape Canaveral. Most people don't know where Cape Canaveral is. When I was growing up, that's what we called it. Now it's the Kennedy Space Center, north of Orlando, Florida. And they have a lot of things that you can tour, the museums and of course the stores and the rockets of all kinds displayed there. But there is a theater type setting. You go in there and you can live through a takeoff. And the whole building sounds and shakes just like you're in that rocket. And if there's anything you ever in the Florida area and have the opportunity to go see that, it is a wonderful experience. And there's a lot of things there to see and to remind from my age of talking in grade school about the first Sputnik and the first in the space to John Glenn to the first man on the moon. I grew up during all those ages.
My dad worked Mercury Jimmy
this was really interesting to him. And now that we went to the space shuttle stage, and but I mean, it's just like you're sitting here on a theater type seating and the whole thing is shaking and rattling in your ears just like you're in the cockpit. It's really they've done something that 3D stuff they can do there. So if you ever have an opportunity, go take the tour at Kennedy Space Center. It is worth every penny you spend to get in there.
Apollo 13, when they were trying to get them back home, a standard calculator that we're used to, you can go down to Walmart and buy a scientific calculator for less than $100 still to this day.
High tech.
They didn't exist. And you look at the consoles down there; they still have rotary dial phones mounted into the the technology.
And the moon lunar the lunar module that landed on the moon and all those things and replicas of those things are there. So that is good. But we've come a long ways. I think our generation, the greatest generation ahead of us, generation ahead of me, my parents, may have got close, but I think my generation has lived through more change than maybe any generation ever will or has been. If things are moving as fast, who knows? That my great grandkids may see more happen than I can, but it's hard to imagine things getting any growing any faster and expanding faster than it has in my threescore and seven.
What do you think when we were in school? They'd say, "Dale, can you do a report on coal?" Okay. So you had to go to a library and get the encyclopedia, and you sit there, and you sat there for 3 and 4 hours. You had to write stuff down. Okay, hang on. Siri, tell me about coal.
Right.
We done real research then. That's why I didn't do so good on term papers of this. I wasn't really interested in doing all the digging, unless it was my favorite subject or two. But I could get into that, and that's usually what I wrote them on. But
you got something you want to say about the
election? I was just looking at the folks. If you've not early voted, today is Super Tuesday. Arkansas is voting. If you're a registered voter and you've not yet exercised your right, we have the locations scattered throughout the county, including the courthouse is open today. You can go to the websites, either at baxtercounty.org, look on the clerk's site. They're posted on the door of the courthouse. You can vote in the courthouse. Radio stations and other news outlets have posted the places where they are at. So get out and vote, whether it's in Cotter, Salesville, Lakeview, Mountain Home, Lone Rock, Norfolk. Where else am I missing?
Cotter, Gasville.
Yeah, Henderson.
Henderson.
Yeah, northeast out east of town, northeast Lakeside Fire Station, Salesville. I said Mountain Home, and there's several places in Mountain Home as well as the Methodist Church building in Cotter. So,
this is the general election for judicial.
Correct, and for school board.
And for school board.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so be sure, take this serious. I'm on one more time. Barbara Webb, Arkansas State Supreme Court. Both Mickey and I know Doyle and Barbara.
I know her sister. Do you know her sister?
No.
Looks just like her.
Really? Yeah.
They look like identical twins.
Really? I didn't know that. Wow. So I don't know anything about the races.
I just wish she could have married a man that growed up. And you can tell him I said that. He appreciates
it. He'll hear about it.
But he makes me feel tall when I get around him.
And the joking they get when they're both standing at the podium with their hats off. Guys, we're getting a glare. 2 minutes, Judge.
Well, appreciate everybody's support through the years. Keep watching for the construction workers. That's going to start in earnest beginning pretty shortly as soon as the ground dries up. Be careful out on the lakes. There's still high water. On the rivers, they're still they'll have a certain time to get the lake levels down, so they're going to be generating as much water as they possibly can. Watching the river gauge at Newport, it's flood stage at 26, and it stays around 22 to 24 feet. The last 2 months I've been watching it, and that's what they watch. So as they lower the lakes, keep the river flowing. Be careful out there with your fishing. The fish are biting, by the way.
Yes, they are.
They're starting to catch the bass, and a lot of crappie fishermen are doing really good, and we can really enjoy. But enjoy the beautiful country in which we live. Exercise your right to vote. If you live in District 100, you have a primary election in your state legislative race. And the other thing I will mention just before I go, April 1st, just before I get here, next month, April 1st is Census Day. 2020census.gov. If you go to baxtercounty.org, our website, and you bring up the home page, there will be a video there with my handsome face on it, even with my hat, playing to tell you about the census and where to go. AETN put that together, and I've been privileged to serve with the statewide Census Complete Count Committee and urging everyone. But that day is April 1st. by the time we get back here, we want everybody to be counted. If you know somebody that wants to refuse not to be counted, impress upon them, we need everybody to be counted.
It will cost us money if we don't.
That's correct.
With that, I've got 11 seconds to say goodbye. See you tomorrow.
Y'all have a great
Go vote.
Great day.